Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Mike on the Mic, Boston Sports Talk with your host Mike Molyneux, where I'll be talking everything Boston sports, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots. I'll be talking about it all right here on my web show. In this episode, I'll be talking about the Celtics as they move forward in this year's playoffs. Just to take it back a little bit about the Celtics. Before the All-Star break, not many people want to even talk about this, how the Celtics were playing at that time. Coming into the season, people didn't know what to expect from this year's Celtics team. And through the first half of the season, they played like how some people expected them to look: old, tired, definitely looking like the end of the Big Three era. Garnett wasn't performing. Paul Pierce was dealing with an injury in the beginning of the year. Ray Allen was still shooting, and Rondo was still, being Rondo. But, it wasn't up to par with what we expected, what some people expected the Celtics to be like. People started saying, definitely Big Three era's over. Danny Ainge is probably going to look to make some trades at the deadline just to break up the team. All that happened. But then the All-Star break came. The All-Star break went. And people expecting pretty much the same thing from the Celtics moving forward in the season. They were in the lower part of the Eastern Conference. At times, people were wondering if would they even make the playoffs the way they was playing. But after the All-Star break, we saw the Celtics team turn over a whole new leaf, playing with much more energy, passion that we've seen from them all season long. They had a great record to end out the regular season. Garnett, me, I'll say it. I was one of the people in the beginning of the season was telling other people that, this is Garnett's last year. He's done. He's finished. But from what I saw from the second half of the season, I eat my words. Garnett has definitely proved me wrong, and probably a lot of other people wrong as well. With the move to center after Jermaine O'Neal went out, Chris Wilcox went out. They needed Garnett to move to center. Bass moving into starting role at power forward. Garnett really stepped up his game, and I give him a lot of props to that. I definitely have to eat my words about what I said about him in the beginning of the season, because he really played at a high level. Rondo started really coming into that, possibly best point guard in the league, role. Pierce was also playing at a high level. Ray Allen was doing his thing till, the injury started slowing him down, and he missed a lot of games till the end of the season. But as a whole, oh yeah, definitely. And Avery Bradley as well, really stepped up. Ray Allen went out a couple games where Patriots was out with his concussion, and Avery Bradley really stepped up his play, came into the starting role and had a lot of breakout games and showed a lot of people that, he's more than just a great defender. He has a little offense to his game as well. But with that being said, the Celtics, had a great push, moved all the way up to the fourth seed. I'm not even sure, fourth, fifth seed, whatever one they're at right now. And with this playoff series with Atlanta, 2 games already passed, but most people are already chalking this one up as a win. This series is already, expected Celtics to move on to the next round. And, most people are expecting the Chicago Bulls to be Celtics' potential opponents in the second round. But with Derrick Rose going down with his ACL injury, not a lot of people know what to expect coming out of that Bulls-Sixers series. But, when it comes to the Celtics, after they won last game without Rondo, I officially said, Celtics are going to win 3 straight. Take these 2 at home in Boston. Most likely, I'm hopefully take the Game 5 in Atlanta. Be ready and waiting for the winner of the Sixers-Bulls series. And, I'm not gonna say right here that, I expect the Celtics, to go to the finals or Eastern Conference Finals or whatever. I'm just taking it one game at a time, one series at a time. Everybody has their hopes for the Celtics. I have my hopes for the Celtics. But I'm not going to go around, oh, yeah, finals, oh, yeah, championship. No, that's not me. That's not how I do things. That's not how I go about things. But, I expect the Celtics to get the win tonight against Atlanta. Rondo's back from his suspension. Hopefully Ray Allen plays. And if you have the big four together, I see the Celtics going very far in this postseason. The bench, if whether Ray Allen's coming off the bench or starting, as long as Avery Bradley can continue producing. And the thing with Avery Bradley, I see that he plays well when he's playing with Rondo. Because he works best off the ball. He's great at slashing to the basket. Rondo's good at finding him down there, or even either KG when they pass it to him in the post and he's waiting for guys to move around. Avery Bradley's good at getting in them positions to score, which is good about his game. So maybe it does work best if he's in the starting lineup. As much as I love Ray Allen, if the offense is going to work smoothly, which it looks like it has, with Avery Bradley in the starting lineup, you got to roll with him. I'm a Ray Allen guy from Milwaukee to Seattle to Boston. I've been a Ray Allen guy, but if it's going to work better for the Celtics in the long run that he's coming off the bench, I'll take it. But he's going to continue to get his minutes regardless. He's definitely going to be in those positions if the game's on the line. We need a clutch three-point basket or a clutch shot. Ray Allen will definitely be in the game. That's without a doubt. So I think whatever happens, it all work out good for the Celtics as long as they can all stay healthy. I just hope. I'm just gonna take it one game at a time and just hope the Celtics, keep focused and move forward in the playoffs. Just to say a couple other things about other Boston sports teams. Patriots. I feel that they had a pretty good draft. It's not heard of Bill Belichick moving up in the draft to get other players, but this year he did, and it looks like he got two great defensive players that will really help out, whether it be this year or a couple years down the road. For the defense, our offense is already looking pretty good. We just need to definitely shore up that running back position. We got a lot of wide receivers, so that's not to worry about too much. But yeah, with that being said, this has been another episode of Michael to Mike, Boston Sports Talk. Hope you guys can continue to watch.